Lesson: Emerging Privacy Trends in Remote Work and BYOD. The shift towards remote work and the proliferation of bring-your-own-device policies have created a new paradigm in workplace privacy and employment law. As organizations increasingly rely on employees working from diverse locations using personal devices, the intersection of privacy, data protection, and operational efficiency becomes more complex and critical. Addressing these emerging privacy trends requires actionable insights, practical tools, and robust frameworks to safeguard both organizational and personal data while complying with evolving legal standards. One of the primary privacy concerns in remote work and BYOD environments is the potential for unauthorized access to sensitive corporate data. With employees accessing company networks from various locations and devices, the traditional security perimeter is no longer applicable. Organizations must adopt a zero-trust security model, which assumes that threats could come from both outside and inside the network, and thus requires verification of every user and device attempting to access resources. Implementing multi-factor authentication is a practical step in this model, providing an additional layer of security beyond just a password. According to a study by Microsoft, MFA can block over 99.9% of account compromise attacks. This highlights the effectiveness of MFA as a critical tool in enhancing privacy and security in remote work settings. Another significant trend is the need for stringent data classification and access controls. Data classification involves categorizing data based on its sensitivity and the impact that its unauthorized disclosure, modification, or destruction would have on the organization. By classifying data, companies can implement access controls that ensure only authorized individuals have access to certain types of information. The PCI DSS provides a framework for protecting payment card data, which can be adapted to safeguard other types of sensitive information. Organizations can utilize tools like data loss prevention software to monitor and control data transfer, thereby preventing unauthorized access or sharing of sensitive information. For instance, a case study on a multinational corporation showed that implementing a DLP solution reduced data leakage incidents by 45% within the first year. Employee training and awareness are critical components of maintaining privacy in remote work and BYOD environments. Employees must be educated about the risks associated with remote access and the use of personal devices, as well as the organization's policies and procedures for mitigating these risks. Regular training sessions and updates on emerging threats can help reinforce good practices and ensure compliance with privacy regulations. For example, a company that implemented quarterly training sessions on data protection observed a 30% reduction in phishing incidents over a year. This demonstrates the tangible benefits of ongoing employee education in fostering a privacy-conscious culture. From a legal perspective, organizations must navigate a complex landscape of privacy regulations that vary by jurisdiction. The General Data Protection Regulation in the European Union and the California Consumer Privacy Act in the United States are two prominent examples that impose specific requirements on how personal data is collected, processed, and stored. Compliance with these regulations necessitates a thorough understanding of the data lifecycle within the organization and the implementation of appropriate safeguards. Privacy impact assessments are a valuable tool in this regard, as they help organizations identify and mitigate privacy risks associated with their operations. By systematically analyzing data flows and potential vulnerabilities, PIAs enable organizations to make informed decisions and demonstrate compliance with regulatory requirements. In addition to regulatory compliance, organizations must consider the ethical implications of remote work and BYOD policies. The use of monitoring technologies to track employee productivity and behavior has raised concerns about surveillance and privacy rights. It is essential for organizations to strike a balance between ensuring productivity and respecting employee privacy. Establishing clear policies that outline the scope and purpose of monitoring, obtaining employee consent, and ensuring transparency are crucial steps in addressing these concerns. A study published in the Journal of Business Ethics found that organizations that implemented transparent monitoring practices reported higher levels of employee trust and satisfaction. The integration of artificial intelligence and machine learning in privacy management is another emerging trend that offers promising solutions for remote work and BYOD challenges. AI and ML can enhance data security by identifying patterns and anomalies that may indicate potential threats or breaches. For instance, AI-driven security systems can detect unusual login attempts or data access patterns and trigger automated responses to mitigate risks. However, the use of AI also raises privacy concerns related to data collection and algorithmic bias. Organizations must ensure that AI systems are designed and deployed in a manner that respects privacy principles and complies with relevant regulations. This involves conducting regular audits of AI systems to assess their impact on privacy and implementing measures to address any identified biases or risks. The evolving landscape of remote work and BYOD policies necessitates a comprehensive approach to privacy management that encompasses technical, legal, and ethical considerations. Organizations must adopt a proactive stance, leveraging practical tools and frameworks to protect sensitive data and ensure compliance with privacy regulations. Implementing a zero-trust security model, data classification and access controls, employee training and awareness programs, privacy impact assessments, transparent monitoring practices, and AI-driven security solutions are all critical components of an effective privacy management strategy. By addressing these emerging privacy trends, organizations can safeguard their data assets, enhance operational efficiency, and foster a culture of trust and accountability. The insights and strategies discussed in this lesson provide a roadmap for professionals to navigate the complexities of workplace privacy and employment law in the context of remote work and BYOD policies. Through continuous learning and adaptation, organizations can stay ahead of the curve, mitigating risks and capitalizing on the opportunities presented by these transformative trends.